Hello internet, your friendly neighborhood gremlin here, and today we're making a castle, I guess. Also, if you can hear that weird buzzing in the background, I'm sorry, I don't know what it is, and my mic settings that take low noises out don't seem to take it out, so hopefully you can't hear it. So I thought we should maybe start with the sort of resident services castle thing that's going on. We put Nook's cranny up above it. The castle side just seems like it might be easier than the forest side, because we haven't figured out those curves yet. I may have to abandon the curves, but I'm not ready to do that yet. So watching me do this is kind of embarrassing, maybe? I have no idea what I'm doing. It's a hot mess. It took like 3 hours of my life, which, I suppose in the long term isn't that long, but it felt like forever. And the edit ends up all weird and choppy, but that's mostly just because I cut a bunch of me staring at stuff out. Because I go and run to the front and look and run back again and all that sort of stuff that happens 6 billion times. Here we're going to put in an incline, because I think I want it to be over here. It does end up encroaching a lot on the forest side, so we are going to move the incline to the other side, or it's going to run into the museum, but I can move the museum, and that's not really that big of a deal, hopefully. And this build just kind of keeps getting bigger. Hilariously, you can't even see Nook's cranny from the front. When you're standing at resident services and you look up, you can't really tell that it's there. So maybe this was a bust and totally not worth it in any sense of the word. And the castle pieces really frustrate me because they end up being weird sizes, and then you have to have more of them than you want to have. And it's just all around inconvenient. Also, resident services is 12 wide. Nook's cranny is 7 wide. It's just not even. There was no way to make it even. There was no way to fix the problem. And we have in fact had quite the day. Not a good day. Essentially, I had to go to the hospital early because Diana needed to leave early. And then the bus that I was going to take to get there just drove past me. It wasn't full, like there was nobody even standing in the aisles of that bus. And it's not like it didn't see me. I was quite literally right there. I don't really know what was happening. It just like sped up and kept going. And then I couldn't get there in time, so I had to turn around and go home. That was a fun waste of time. And my heart's just running really fast because I'd forgotten my health card, and thank God it was close enough to home that I ran back. Well, I guess I didn't need to because I couldn't even get on the bus, but I ran back to the house to get it and still made it to the bus on time. I had time to like sit down and wait for the bus. Obviously I was standing when the bus drove by me because I got up before it was going to get there, and I was just standing there. But we had time to sit first. Like, what the fuck? So hopefully the rest of this day goes better than it has been going. How are you guys doing? Is your day better than mine? God, I hope so. I don't know, speed builds like this are weird because it's hard to explain why I'm doing things because I'm literally just building blocks, which I'm doing because it's too small. So we're gonna put some more blocks in. Not really much to talk about. Maybe I should cut more of them me putting blocks up. I don't really know how I'm supposed to film these videos or which parts you guys need to see or want to see, I guess. And hopefully the other ones will be more interesting and contain like actual decor bits. Or at least greenery, maybe some waterscaping. I'm absolutely dreading the waterscaping. Watching other people do it, they make it look so easy. Hopefully just like fiddling with it more will make it better. If I do it enough, somehow it will be better. I have no idea. And here I still haven't learned my lesson about the fact that we're way too close to the forest. And so because I have to add an extra sort of tile so everything is even, I somehow still think the left side is the appropriate place for that. I really just wish we could move resident services over, like, just a smidge. When I picked the island, I really thought it was a good idea to have it right there near the airport. Pretty much almost directly in front of it. There's like a slight curve, but it's pretty much directly in front of the airport. I am now regretting that decision. I do think that the next thing we tackle should probably be the entrance. I'm just also kind of afraid of the entrance. But I don't really know how to plan any of this out because though my map is great at sort of like the general idea of what's going on, I don't even know what size any of these builds are going to be. So I don't know how big they need to be to place them on the map. I'm just a lot of confused. The buzzing appears to be louder now. I don't know what it is. And it has to be like pretty loud or weird or whatever, because with the gate we put on the audio, you can't even hear my fan when the fan in the laptop sort of goes. And trust me, that's loud. But I finally realized that we were way too close to the forest and the extra tile needs to go on the right instead of the left. And now we're going to remove it. Just fun, good times. Can any of this be classified as a good time? I don't really know. Do we think that maybe I should speed these up faster than 500%? And I'm not sure that me building blocks continuously is really all that interesting. Problem is maybe that I don't go in with a plan. I mean, I had a plan. I wanted a castle with Nook's Cranny on top of resident services. That was the entirety of the plan that I had, which, I mean, isn't great, maybe? I don't know. I've never done this before. Like, genuinely, I've never made builds on the island before. I do not know what I'm doing, and I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed at the moment. It's probably just because today's been a day, but we're about to put Nook's Cranny in, so then I get to put a bunch of castle pieces down. Maybe that'll be more interesting to watch me place towers and castle pieces. Hopefully. And for all the things that do go wrong in this build, trust me, there's more. I have managed to carve out a space where I'm able to walk in front of the towers. They have to be a little bit in a weird spot, so maybe this isn't a victory at all, but I didn't have to worry about the walkway. I was worried once we put the towers in that I wasn't going to be able to go there. But that was not a problem, which did feel like a victory. Here we are. We're going to put the incline in on this side. And we are also upset because there's no way for me to center the gate on the incline. Normally there would be. I could center the gate on an incline just by itself. But because of the places everything else has to be, the gate just needs to be moved over just slightly. Not big enough for me to be able to fix the problem, of course. But I don't know. It's inconvenient. But it's not horribly off-center, and it still works. So I figured might as well. I mean, I didn't have another option except move the incline again, and that did not at all guarantee that we were going to solve the problem. So we just kept it like that, and we are currently adding an excessive number of castle pieces. I probably didn't need all of those. And now we add our tower, and as much as it looks like there isn't a space for us to walk anywhere, we have to have a second incline. And as much as I was frustrated about the incline not being allowed to be close enough to the other incline, genuinely all I wanted was for them to be sort of side by side without the space in the middle. I don't know why the space needs to be there, but apparently it does. But I guess it got us a walkway, which maybe makes things better. I don't really know. But I did have to add more towers, which is probably a bad idea. But also, I didn't want to make the whole back of the thing bigger, just because the stupid incline was evil. And we now, for some unknown reason, decide to use some medieval building sides. I think it just added a little bit of interest, maybe, is what I was going for. I don't entirely remember what the plan was, but we decided we liked them better than the regular castle wall. And I will now proceed to put this pillar in the most convoluted way possible, because the world is weird. And our next step is to put all those castle pieces back in the front. The ones that I took down at the beginning of this for some unknowable reason. Mostly just because I was trying to see, I guess. Maybe we didn't need to watch me put them back, because they go exactly where they were before. I'm pretty sure. Although maybe not, because we have a weird problem with this pillar where it's too close to resident services to go back enough, and this one has to come forward. I don't think that was a problem before, but I also don't really remember. Maybe I just had them all moved forward a single tile, because thinking about it, the space we have in between these, which existed before, is now no longer large enough to run through. So maybe that's what I did. And then forgot about it. Oh well, I guess we can go back and adjust that later if it bothers me, which it probably does. I don't really know. But we are about to put our incline in, and that will be the end of this video. I'm just gonna run up and do the little reveal bit. So I guess if you like the video, or just had a good time hanging out with me, you could hit that like button and leave me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the build, parts of the building experience you don't really want to see in future videos, literally anything at all. And if you think you might like to do this again sometime, you could hit that subscribe button. But I'll see y'all on Thursday. Goodbye!